Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day of our Summer Reading Club programming. And today is Thursday. And on Thursdays, what we like to do is do different kind of crafts and activities that highlight neat cultures and places all across the world. So for today, we'll be looking a little bit closer into Asian culture and making these really cool dragons using cupcake liners. Now, an interesting fact about the dragon is it's seen as a symbol of power and good fortune within Asia. So it in itself within mythology is a really important part of many of the different celebrations, events, and neat activities that there are in Asia. So I thought it'd be really cool today if we could try and make a dragon using just simply cupcake liners. So what you'll need for today's craft is some cardstock or regular paper works. I'm using cardstock because it's a little bit thicker, and I also am using black today just because my cupcake liners are white and red, so it has a little bit more of a pop to the actual dragon. And of course, as I mentioned, you will need cupcake liners. Now it's up to you what colors you use and how many cupcake liners you use. But for me, as you see in my example here, I used both red and white, and I have all sorts of polka dots on them because they're left over from when we had a really big party here. Now, with these guys, I've seen different designs where there are 3 or 4 different types of cupcake liners or colors. I'm just using 2 today, so they're alternating every time, but that is completely up to you. You will also need a glue stick or just some glue in general. I also have hot glue just in case I need it because it dries a lot faster. Grab some scissors, and the rest is up to you in regards to how much detail you do or do not want to put into your dragon. Now for me, I have googly eye stickers, which come in handy all the time, but if you just want to draw on eyes, that works too. I also use construction paper for the teeth and for the little horns here. Also, I've got some pipe cleaner right here, and some tissue paper for the fire. Now, to get started for today's craft, what you will need to do is grab your cardstock paper, or regular paper for that matter, and just put it off to the side for right now. And then you'll want to grab your cupcake liners, and you see they will look just like this. And then what you want to do is fold them in half. And what that will do is crease the actual liner in the middle, so you have a nice line right here to follow when we're going to be cutting all of our cupcake liners in half. Now, just like that, once it's folded perfectly in half, you open it up, you cut along the line here, and that will give you 2 halves of your cupcake liner. There we go, just like that. And as you see in mine, what I did was I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 different cupcake liners. So for me, I would have to cut out 5 of each of these, and then that would give me 10 of our cupcake liners. So I already have some cut up from before, and these are 3, and a couple of whites. I'll just cut up 1 more white, and then that way we'll be good to go. So it's a really simple and easy craft today. Also, if you have mini cupcake liners, those work perfectly okay too. It'll just mean that you need to use more cupcake liners than just the ones if you had the big ones. But once you have cut out all of your wonderful cupcake liners here, we can get started where you will start just gluing them in whatever pattern you'd like to on your page here. So now, as you see with my example, I started, this is the first thing I glued on the paper here, was this top half cupcake liner. And I just put it at a little bit of an angle because I was trying to attempt to make a little bit of a curve with the dragon, but the design of what his body is doing or what their body is doing is completely up to you. Now, I think I will try and do the curve again for my example here. But you just grab your glue and your liner, and you just glue the back of it, just like so. And then I will place it down on my page here. Just like that. And with this, you'll want to start closer to one of the top corners here, because that way we'll be putting the head right here and then just continuing on the body all the way Now, once you have your first liner, then if you have an alternating color, you grab that one. So I'm going to grab my white next, and then just glue the back of that as per usual. There we go. And what you'll want to do is just put this next cupcake liner a little bit over the one that you have previously glued, just like this. You see how there's a little bit of overlap there? That's good. And then you just want to keep doing that all the way down. Now, I will go back to my example here. As I said, the design is completely up to you, so the rest you can do. But for me, I just kept doing a little bit of overlap. And as you saw with my curve, it's just all in the angle of how you put the cupcake liners. So for this one, as you see, I have an angle a little bit slanted here, and then almost so it's completely straight and upright, and then I start to go this way. And then at the end, you'll want to finish off with just one last one here. That looks kind of like a tail. But once you have finished with the actual body itself, again, doing either straight line or a curve, you'll then want to work on the detailing with the head. Now, when it comes to making the head, it's not too complicated, but what you'll want to do is have 2 cupcake liners for this one, and you'll want to have one and cut that one in half with your first one, and then that other half you can just discard it or use it later. You don't need it anymore. So I have this 1/2, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it so it makes a square. So I'm going to cut the edges right here because we don't need these corner edges anymore. We just need the box in the middle. And as you see, once you've cut it out, it'll look just like this because you don't need these guys on the end anymore, so you can discard these. And what you'll want to do is grab a second cupcake liner, just like so. And for me, this is a full one this time. Then you will want to fold it just as you did earlier. But instead of cutting this one in half, you'll want to do exactly what you did to get this guy. So just cut it into a square, but make sure it's folded when you do so. There we go. And just like that. So you see, that will be their mouth. There we go. Now, the next step is to grab your glue stick, and then what we're gonna do is just glue this right on top of the mouth here, and then that will create your head. Just like that. So you see, they're now glued together, and the mouth can open and close. Perfect. So the next step with this is what you want to do, as you see in my example, is to glue the head just on the corner of the first cupcake liner that you put on your page. So mine, this was at the top here. I finished with the body, and then I put the head just at the top corner here in that space that we left open earlier. Now, once you've finished putting on the head, again, the details, all up to you. You can put as much or as little time into this craft as you would like, but I tried my best to add as much detailing as I could, looking at the really neat examples and celebrations all throughout Asia with these wonderful dragons in either parades, festivals, or mythology, which I always love to look at. But that'll be everything for today's craft. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed making these really neat Chinese dragons using only cupcake liners. And I hope you all have a tremendous rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you all soon. Have a good one, everyone.